Hey everybody, welcome back to the Kirby Triple Deluxe playthrough. In the last part, we finished up the special stage for World 4.
Now we're gonna go fight Caterkiller.
So now we're gonna go fight a caterpillar.
I like how the hammer has a star on it, so that when you hit someone in the head with it, they are guaranteed to see stars.
Yeah! It's a good one.
It's the new Ted Squeak toy.
Oh yeah, great with kids. Also dogs. Also, I love how they rendered that entire temple thing, even though it was completely useless. So this is probably my least favorite boss in the game, mostly because it just feels like the one that's the most weighty. Like, well, the most...
It looks like it's made out of stone, so yeah.
The one that requires the most waiting around.
Yes, there we go. Thank you for being more eloquent than me, as always.
They said the English major.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So, yes. All right. We know. Plot. Yes. Okay. So you can only hurt the snake on its head, which is not too unusual for a boss like this. The thing is that it moves around a lot, and it's not on screen very much. Like right now, it's off the screen, and it'll come back on and whatever. A lot of powers don't really allow you to hit it very easily when it's in its standard pose, and it'll go off screen to like bring down boulders or like it'll do. It's actually more of an issue in the second phase of the fight, which is coming up right now. The only reason why I'm really killing it this quickly is that I'm using hammer, which I believe has the highest damage output in the game. So, yeah. But like here, you're just dodging. There's nothing you can really do to damage it. And even then, like, it's only in the ground for a second. And if you're playing the DX version, it's not in the ground. You can, like, maybe get a one hit in there if you're, like, frame perfect. So, it's just my least favorite boss because it takes so long. I mean, there's usually a decent amount of waiting in every Kirby boss just due to how it goes. But it feels especially pronounced here. And also, this attack does a shit ton of damage, and it's really annoying to get hit by it. Like, that was nearly half a health bar, so... Yeah.
No, you were already pretty damaged, so...
That was a third of a health bar. Whatever.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not particularly a fan of bosses that are 75% of waiting game, rather than how fast you can actually kill the thing.
Well, that's kind of what's strange about Kirby, is that a lot of the mini-bosses allow you to just wail on them continuously. You can, like, they'll go down and be able to take damage throughout most of their attack patterns. And a good number of the normal bosses are like that too. It's just that there are some bosses, and I suppose that this is emphasized by the 3D nature of it, where, you know, they'll hop out of the plane and shoot stuff to you from the background or the foreground or whatever, and you can't attack them at that point. So... and it's mostly the later game bosses that do that, so it's a little bit more emphasized with the bigger ones, I guess.
Grand Star Get.
A MacGuffin by any other name.
Yeah, so we already had a Volcano level, but this is Volcano-ier, yeah.
Should stress that these islands are floating before the stream stalk even got to them.
Oh yeah, they were already doing that. They each have their own little Master Emerald, so... yeah.
They must be destroyed.
All right, everybody ready to drop the bass.
Holy shit, it's Dubstep.
Yeah. So, welcome to KMC, Kirby May Cry.
Hold on, show. I'm so confused. Do we do the ding or?
They only do the ding if Lewis does it.
Okay,
Oh, you're right.
when you say KMC, that doesn't make me think of Devil May Cry. That makes me think of KFC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So you know, just someone out there make a mock-up of the DMC Devil May Cry box art, except it's uppercase K, lowercase F. No, I'm getting the letters wrong. It's KMC with a lowercase m, but it says original recipes underneath, and it's Kirby with some fried chicken.
Featuring Kirby from the Kirby series.
Yeah.
So the game kind of wants you to use the candy there so that you make sure that you're not hit by the lava walls. But I'm good
Just
at video
take your hand
games.
off the control stick, so...
So, yeah. Instead, if you're fast enough, you can actually speed through this invincibility section and get to the boss with invincibility, which is awesome. Because, like, I can't think of many other bosses that let you do that other than Sonic.
One of the Boom Booms.
One of the Boom Boom, Super Mario Advance.
And Super Mario Advance 3?
No, Super Mario Advance. Like
Well, no, Super Mario
Game Boy.
Super Mario Brothers 3, you can do it regardless, so... In one level.
In Super Mario Advance, Super Mario Brothers 2, I guess specifically, if you time your cherry pickups just right, you can get an invincibility star before a boss fight.
Yeah, well, I guess
And,
that's true, but the invincibility stars in that can appear anywhere, so I suppose that's not... I don't know. Well, okay, I guess it counts.
Well, it depends on how many cherries you pick up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, something that the game doesn't exactly tell you is that if you walk over fire blocks as Ice Kirby, they kind of, they become frozen, and so...
They harden. Yeah.
You don't have to do it that way. Like, if you're careful with how you press the B button, you can freeze each one in turn. It just takes an awful lot longer, so, yeah. It's just, you know, you might think at first, oh, it's like a cool visual thing that he's ice skating when he's got the ice power, but it actually does have a gameplay purpose. That's the only time where it really comes up, but hey, it's there. Whee!
I like how Hat Kirby's spin dash thing doesn't turn him into Sonic, but turns him into a bumper from the Sonic series.
Sonic would be too obvious.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, you can press the down button to kind of charge, but I'm not sure if that's actually faster. Because, like, you'll go faster for a brief second, but you have to charge to do that, so...
Oh no, I know what they're doing. If they ever do the combining powers power-up, if you combine Wheelie with Spike, you get Sonic.
I bet you didn't know this was here. Yeah, secrets.
And you ran right into the
Right
lava.
into the active volcano.
Who said Kirby was smart, right? Or that I was smart
No,
for that?
Kirby's. I don't know about Kirby. What about Ted?
Oh, who said I was smart for that matter?
he thought it was Tang, and he was thirsty, so...
And that was your first mistake.
I remember Tang. I don't remember what it tastes like, but I remember that it existed.
I remember orange drink.
It tastes like human souls.
Wow, how do you know for reference, Ryan? Huh? Actually, never mind. I don't want to know.
Good.
We need to get back to that series at some point.
Yeah, we need to,
What am I saying?
yeah, we need to redo 3.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I feel like I missed a reference.
Ava.
I figured. I wasn't sure if you were deliberately not getting the joke or. Yeah, it's an Evangelion reference.
Oh!
Happy now.
Oh, okay, man. All right, now I get it. Okay. All right. Yeah, didn't the new movie come out, or are we waiting for the...
No, 3's been out for a while. We need to redo that.
Oh, yeah, because...
4 is in production because Anno took a break because he was burned out and did the newest Godzilla movie instead.
Oh, yeah, the Japanese one, right?
Yeah. Which I hear is actually rather good.
I've never seen a Godzilla movie.
Was that Shin Godzilla?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Shin just means new in Japanese, so it's new Godzilla Brothers.
So what is it? Like Shinji is new what?
Well, it might mean something different the way that it's spelled, because for
Characters or whatever,
because
but...
the same sound can have different meanings in Japan depending on what alphabet they're writing it in. So
And context.
What alphabet they're speaking it in, even.
yeah, so yeah, it's complicated. Pretty much is the short version. I mean, that's how a lot of Japanese puns are kind of done, where they'll write something in one alphabet, and then
But it'd
if you
be
say
something
it
else
out-
in a different alphabet, so you can make it misconstrue it as something else.
Yeah, that's like a lot of games that are known for their puns in English kind of translate it, like Dragon Quest, for instance. They do a lot of that kind of stuff in Dragon Quest, but the best way to translate that into English is just with really bad puns. So they kind of just go with what works. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you don't have to... Okay, actually, this is one thing I wanted to bring up. One thing I really like about Kirby Triple Deluxe, and Robobot has the same thing too, so this is good for Robobot as well. The game never makes you bring a power into a level in order to get something. There is always a power in each level that will allow you to get everything in it. So that was one thing about even Kirby 64, which I love, but it does have this issue where...
Return to Dreamland, anyone?
Yeah. Like, Kirby 64 will expect you, oh, you need to go get this in a different level and come back with that power-up. And Return to Dreamland had that issue as well. But in this game, there's always a power in the level that allows you to get something, even if it's not obvious. Like, for example, in the area that we were just in, the room we were just in, there was, I believe, the rare keychain was blocked off by a couple of fire blocks. Now, you might be thinking, oh, I need to find an ice power-up in order to break that. And you can do that, but the game also gives you the ninja power-up right before that, and the ninja power-up has a ability where if you're sitting at the top of water, you kind of like shoot water through a little bamboo thingy, and that water can break the, douse. See, I remembered it this time. It can douse the fire blocks. And it's like that with the circus power-up too, where they'll give you the circus power-up right near some fire blocks. No, near some ice blocks. And you'll use this, the fire hoop attack, or like juggling the flaming bowling pins, and you can use that to break ice blocks as well. So for one, it gives some use to some of the attacks that you'd never really bother with for some of these more obscure power-ups, but it's also just damn convenient, because there's nothing more I hate in a game like this when you get halfway through a stage and, oh, what, you didn't think to go back into a level and bring back Cutter? Wow, you're such a dipshit. You gotta go back and backtrack now. That always annoys me in Kirby games, so I'm really glad that they didn't do that this time, because it's a really easy thing to design the game around, and it's just convenient. So I'm glad that they did it, pretty much, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, would you say that's something you wouldn't mind as much as, say, an optional extra level, like a difficult level of some sort?
I wouldn't mind it as much if the game... Actually, not really. I'd still think it's not challenging if you're going to make me just go back and find something and then come back with it. Like, okay, here's an instance where I would be okay with it, is if you're put into a spot and the game tells me, okay, you have to get from here to get, say, the fire power-up, and then come all the way back, and the challenge was if the challenge specifically was bringing the power to the place where you needed to use it, then I'd be okay with it. But if it's just a matter of going back to the first level, copying sword, exiting, and then going back to the beginning of a different level, I don't like it. That's actually one of my biggest problems with Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, is that that game's styled like a Metroidvania, but a lot of the things that you have to unlock require a specific power. But since this is Kirby and you can only have one power at a time, it requires a lot of back and forth where, okay, you're exploring, yada yada yada. Oh, look, I see a peg. I need stone for that. Is there stone anywhere around me? No, I've got to backtrack all the way back to the first world, get stone, and walk all the way back if I want this thingy that's over there. And it's like that for the entire game. Kirby in the Amazing Mirror is like the original Metroid on the NES, where you had to
Kirby, you can stop Frenching the eel.
It's like the original Metroid on the NES, where you had to swap the Ice Beam and the Wave Beam over and over. Except, imagine that, but you also had to swap the Ice Beam for the Morph Ball, and then Morph Ball for missiles, and then missiles for power bombs, and so on and so forth. I know that there is a fan base for Kirby in the Amazing Mirror. For the life of me, I do not understand why. So...
Yeah, but they're all losers.
I'm not going to go that far, even if it is true. What? Did I say that? No, I didn't. I'm not going to say that, you're a terrible person for liking Kirby in the Amazing Mirror. I just don't understand.
Amazing Mirror suck for losing. Boss battle too weighty. And by that, I mean weighty in time, not weight.
Oh, man.
Kirby, stop Frenching the tube. It's
The
in a
ultimate
committed.
bong hit.
It's in a committed relationship.
You know, Kirby, if you suck on something like that, it's just going to leave marks on your mouth, alright?
What, get some hickey?
I know.
No, okay. So, I have younger brothers, and, like, they think that they're really funny when, like, they take a cup and they're sucking in on it to keep the cup stuck to their face. Like, oh man, look at how cool I am. This is when they were, like, 8. But if you do that for too long, it actually causes bruising to happen on your mouth, and you've got this weird circle around your lips. So...
Yeah, suddenly you got genital herpes.
Okay, they were like 8, dude. That's weird.
But they didn't know that.
All right, then. So does it...
You know, if you were to reverse that, what just happened there, it kind of looked like some sort of Cthulhu abomination is escaping from Kirby. I'm gonna call him Curly for some reason.
Oh.
It's escaping the black dimension.
Yeah.
Now, you said escaping from Curly. I'm thinking, like, oh, the Three Stooges. Like, suddenly there's this, like, wacky slapstick comedy while...
Yeah, you remember that episode where Curly had a black hole in his gut?
So, Ryan, does this level give you any sort of a catharsis from that one eel in Super Mario 64?
Nah, not really.
It doesn't have the beady eyes or the sharp teeth.
Yeah, it's just not the same.
This poor thing, like, I feel bad for the Waddle Dee being sucked up into the abyss, but at the same time I have to wonder, what the fuck is he taking a nap on a small-ass rock surrounded in lava for?
I'm being abducted by aliens!
Yeah, but this dude is strong, though. He's pulling an entire island out of molten magma. So, wait.
You know, they say your strength quadruples when you're faced at the brink of death.
Adrenaline is a hell of a hormone. Wait, is it technically a hormone? Whatever. A biologist can correct me later if I'm wrong, which I probably am.
Yes.
Oh, you missed.
Oh. Well, it's like you have rocks on your fucking head.
There's rocks for brains.
Yeah, rock for brains, sir.
Well, is it more rocks for hair? Because that's kind of what it more looks like. No? Okay.
No.